My dear students, we are discussing in the previous class about the pricing, what should be the objective of pricing, uh, why pricing is so much important in the current context. Now, in the class today and the subsequent class, we will be discussing about the various strategies which we adopt for pricing. What are the policy, what are the strategies which we adopt whenever we are fixing the price. Just a sort of a quick recapitulation, what is price? Price is nothing but the amount which is expected or which is required to be paid in terms of return of a product or goods and services. That is, the item or the product moves from the buyer to the user, and the user in terms return the value of the product to the particular person from whom he has purchased this particular product. Now, let us see what are the salient features of pricing. Pricing strategy. A business can use a variety of pricing strategy when selling a product or service. Pricing can be said to maximize. See, the objective of the pricing is very clear. At the end of the day, we need to generate a profit. So, maximization of profitability for each unit sold or from the market overall, this is the main objective of the pricing strategy. That is, you have to generate, you have to obtain the maximum profitability from the market. Now, it can be used to defend an existing market from the new entrants. If you are operating in the market for a prolonged period of time, it will protect you from the threat when the new entrants are coming, number one. Number two, it will help to increase your market share within the market, or if you are trying to enter into a new market, it will be facilitating your growth. It will facilitate your entry if the pricing is proper. Therefore, these are the major three strategies of pricing to be taken care of. These are the three effects of pricing. Business may benefit from the lowering or raising of price depending on the needs and behavior of the customers and the client in a particular market. Depending on the demand, depending on the customer requirement, depending on the customer's purchasing power, you have the power, you have the right to either increase the price, or depending on the condition of the product in the product life cycle, you may have to lower down the price. Say a product has already reached a decline stage, so automatically you have to slash down the price. So, finding the right strategy is very, very important for running a successful business organization. If the pricing strategy is wrong, every step of the business organization is bound to suffer. So, the selection of the final price, either you have to go for a long run profit or a short run profit, increase the sales volume, which will try to facilitate the growth of the company, try to match your competitors' price, create interest and excitement about the product in the mind of the customers. You have to propagate, you have to fix the price in such a way that the customers feels, a sort of an excitement they feel about the price of a product. Say for example, whenever you are trying to go for an Apple laptop, whenever you are trying to go for a very high quality product, a sort of inquisitiveness, a sort of excitement comes in the mind, and in that case the people are in a position to pay. Discourage competitors from cutting the price. Another approach, social, ethical and ideological objectives, and always discourage the new entrants, because there is a chance that they will be cutting down the profit. Now, as far as the decision in pricing strategy is concerned, as I have told you in the previous class, there were two costs. One is the variable cost, another one is the fixed cost. Variable cost depends on the number of items produced, number of units produced. Fixed cost does not depend on the number of units produced. They are basically fixed. Even if you are producing 20 items or you are producing 2000 items, the total value remains the fixed. Next is the competition is there. What are the competitive, how much or what measures, what pricing strategy the competitors are taking, that also you need to take care of. Next is the objective of your company, the proposed positioning strategy, the target group, the target audience or the target customers, and how much they are willing to pay. What is the external market demand of your product? what is the cost of your product, and objectives of your company. All these are the main parameters, all these are the main factors which influences, which governs, which decides your pricing strategy. And out of this, these internal factors are mainly the product cost and the objective of your company. These are the factors which are within your control. Next is let us discuss some of the strategies which we generally follow. First of all is cost plus pricing strategy. It is the most common cost based approach. Marketers figures all the cost of the product, cost of raw material, cost of direct labor, cost of transit, cost of machineries, cost of inventories, and then they add a particular profit margin per unit. The entire sum total will be what cost pricing strategy is. It is nothing but a proportion, nothing but a percentage of the total cost involved during the production process. So, a straight markup pricing is the most frequently used type of cost pricing. Price is calculated by adding a predetermined percentage to the cost. To all the cost involved, they add a certain percentage, and then they let me explain it in the form of a figure. Say the fixed cost is this much, the number of jeans produced is around 4 lakhs, the fixed price is $5. This does not no change with number of jeans produced. So, the markup is almost 25%, variable cost is 15. So, the total cost is the total cost plus total cost into the markup price percentage. Markup price is $2, $20 multiplied by 0.25. So, the price of the jeans is determined to be as $25. Markup cost versus markup on selling prices. There are two approaches, one is on the cost and other is on the selling price, depending on which one you are taking as the base. The pricing strategy based on demand. Demand based pricing means that the selling price is based on the estimation of the volume or the quantity that a firms can sell in different market at different price. So, the demand based pricing states that the selling price depends on the number of volumes, which is nothing but the quantity, the number of items that a firm can sell in the different market at various price. Demand backward pricing starts with a customer pleasing price and works backward ultimately to the cost. So, next is pricing strategy based on demand, what we are calling as number 2 or the chain markup price. It extends the demand backward pricing from the end customer back to the ultimately manufacturer. For example, the pricing customers are willing to pay is $39.99. Let us see, for example, a very arbitrary figure. Now, the markup required by the retailers requires a 40% margin to them. So, the markup required by the retailers is 40, right. Now, if that is true, so let us see the price the retailers are going to pay to the manufacturer. So, they require 40%. So, the balance will be 100 minus 40, that is 60%, that is 0.6 multiplied by the amount which the customers are willing to get. So, customers are getting at $39.99. Out of this, the retailers requires a 40% backup, 40% margin for them. So, what is the money the retailers will pay? Out of this 39.99%, the retailers will remove 40% as their profit or as their margin, and the balance amount the retailers will pay to the company. So, the price the retailers is willing to pay is 39.99 multiplied by 0.6 or 60%, that is 23.99 the retailers will pay to the organization back. Pricing strategy based on competition. Competitive parity, where the price products at near the price of the competitors, that is what we are calling as the competitive parity. Next is the price leadership, where the price products are fixed. We are fixing the price of a product, on prices of the industrial leaders. Whatever the leaders' price are there, we are trying to keep the price almost near to it. Next is the loss leader. The price we have in loss leader means we have to fix the price which are far below that of the competitor's price. The objective is just to enter into the market. This is what we are calling as the loss leaders. The new product pricing strategy, there are two. Say for example, if you are having a new product, whenever the product is new, there are mainly two types of strategy. One is called the market skimming strategy and the other one is called market penetration strategy. These are the two major strategy which we follow for a product which is new. Before, whenever say you have developed a new product, you are working as a product manager, you have developed a new product, now you have to fix the price. You have to concentrate either one of any one of these two strategies. Skimming price means the firm charges a high premium price for its new product with an intention that reducing it in future response to the market pressures. Here you keep the price, say for example, the price of a pen, let us say the competitors are offering it at a ₹100 per pen. If your product is almost having some additional feature, you are fixing the price at say ₹125. That is, you are keeping a price which is more than the price of your competitors. There you have an option that if in any case the customers are not accepting your product at a higher price, or there is a pressure from the competitor side, or you are seeing that the market is not giving you the desired sales volume, under this situation you can lower the price a little bit and your profit will not be accepted, the profit will not be affected under any situation. So, market skimming pricing strategy means we have to fix a high or a premium price for your product. This is the most important point, that the price is high or the price is more than the competitor's product. Next is the market penetration strategy. Market penetration strategy means you are trying to enter into the market. So, what you do is you are just putting a price a lower down that of the pre-existing competitor's price in the market. Say for example, if you have manufactured a pen, if you are seeing that the other pens are costing around ₹100, you are fixing the price at ₹80. The objective is you try to enter into the market. The customers, because of its lower price, because of its quality, will try to purchase your product. So, automatically the sales volume will be more, and when you are getting a particular customer base, then you can just increase the price. So, market skimming price, market penetration price, these are the two major pricing approaches which we commonly use whenever we are going for fixing up the price of your new product. Trial pricing, the product carries a low price for a limited period of time, what we are calling as a trial pricing. Pricing for individual products, Two-part payment sometimes are given. Some we are giving an opportunity for mainly in the form of EMI, which we are calling as the payment pricing. This is for we are talking of the individual products. Next, we are having an example of what we are calling as a multiple product. In multiple product, there are two ways. One is called price bundling and other one is captive pricing. Price bundling means the product which is similar type we are keeping all together. Say for example, we are fixing a computer package where we are having a monitor, we are having a keyboard, we are having a CPU, all this you are putting a certain price. Captive price on the other hand, the razor and the razor blade. Both these are examples of what we are calling as a multiple product. The previous one which we discussed is that of the individual product. So, multiple product means a number of similar types of product, number of products which are related to one another, we are keeping it in a package and then we are fixing the price of that particular package. Next is psychological issues in pricing. Internal reference price. A customer have a set price or price range in their mind, and if the actual price is higher, that will immediately create an impression in the mind of the customer that your product is very highly priced or overpriced. On the other hand, you see the situation, if you are lowering the price very low as compared to the mindset of the customers, they will have an impression that your product quality is inferior. So, in one aspect, if your price is higher, the customer will feel to be an overpriced product. If it is fixed up at too low, the customer will feel that it is an inferior product. That is what we are calling as the problems of internal reference price. Other one is the competition price as a reference. If a price is close, the assimilation effect will encourage the customer to think the products are similar enough and choose to a lower priced product. If the pricing is close to the price of the competitors, this will create an assimilation effect which will encourage the customer to think that the products are similar enough, and if they have an impression that the product are similar enough, automatically they will go for a product which is low priced. Factors affecting the price: market skimming strategy, high price, low volume. As I have told you, you have to keep the price at a higher position. Skim the profit from the market. The objective is, this is the main objective. This is the market skimming strategy. Skimming the profit from the market, suitable for products that are having a short life cycle or which face competition at some point in the future. Examples: very high quality DVDs, digital technology, the PlayStation, these are already using this market skimming strategy. Next is value pricing. Based on the perception of the customers, the price charged mainly on the customer perception of your product, of your company. The price setup is an example for status product, exclusive product. This type of product, which is basically the frequency is less. They will purchase a car once in say 10 years, 15 years. So, it is always better to keep the price which is perceived by the customer in terms of his status, in terms of his quality. Next is loss leader pricing. The term here you see in green, free. The goods and services deliberately sold below the cost to encourage sales elsewhere. Say for example, particularly during the Christmas which is coming, particularly during the Holi, in supermarkets you will see that the cost goes down. They are providing something free. Purchase of other items more than cover to loss of that item which is sold. Say for example, free mobile phone whenever we are talking of some contract package. Next is psychological pricing. Say for this is you will be seeing mainly in India, particularly for the shoe shop. Say for example, you are going to a Bata outlet. You will find that they are fixing a price of say 2499 instead of 2500. Moment that you see the price to be 2500, that clicks in your mind the price is higher. So what they do is just to put a psychological impact in your mind, they are keeping the price a little bit less than the end of the full value. So here here we are using to play the customer's perception. 9.99 pounds instead of 10.99 pounds. Even in fact, even if it is a 10 pound, then also it will create an impression that the price is more. Links with the value pricing, the high value goods priced accordingly to what the customer thinks should be the price of your product. Going rate pricing, in case of price leader, the rivals have difficulty in competing on price. Too high if the price is, and then they lose the market share. Too low, then the price leaders would match the price and force smaller rivalry out of the market. In this particular approach, we may follow pricing leads of the rivals, especially where those rivals have a clear dominance on the market share. We have to identify who are your market leaders. Where the competition is limited, going rate pricing may be applicable, particularly banks, particularly petrol, supermarket, electrical goods find similar prices in all outlets. If you are filling up the fuel tank of your car, the price of petrol in Greater Noida will be the same as the price in Noida. The service which a bank provides in Delhi, the same service, the same rate the bank will charge in Calcutta or in Bangalore or in Mumbai. So, the main characteristics is the similar price will be provided at all outlets. Tender pricing, many contracts awarded on a tender basis. The firm submit their price for carrying out the work. Purchaser then chooses the particular company which represents the best value, which will provide the best service, and then mainly it is done on a secret basis. The company floats the tender, the people tries to give their quotations, and the one which is having the least quotation, they win the price, they win the race. Discrimination pricing, charging different price for the same goods and service or different markets, requires each market to be impenetrable, require different price elasticity of demand in each market. Price of railway travel differ for the same journey at different times of the day. This is due to the process which we are calling as the dynamic pricing. Next, market penetration, price set to penetrate the market. As I have told you that you need to keep the price low to secure a high volumes, high number of items to be sold. Typically in mass market products, the chocolate bar, foodstuff, household items suitable for products with long anticipated life cycle may be used if the launching into the particularly new market. Cost plus pricing, already I have discussed with you, where you have to take the cost plus the markup profit in order to fix the final price. Contribution pricing, selling price minus variable cost, prices set to ensure the coverage of the variable cost and a small contribution to the fixed cost. Break-even analysis might be very useful in such circumstances. Target pricing, estimates of cost and potential revenue at different prices, and thus the break even have to be made. Markup is profit by cost expressed in terms of 100, the one which I have just now told you. Adoption cross pricing, there are two approaches. One is the full cost pricing, attempting to set the price to cover both the fixed cost as well as the variable cost. In absorption crossing, the price set just to absorb some of the fixed cost of production only. Destroyer pricing, deliberate price cutting or offer of free grips or product to force the rivals out of the business or to prevent any new entrance into the market, anti-competitive and illegal if it can be proved. Next is the pricing strategy in terms of the what is elasticity. One is the price inelastic, where the percentage change in quantity and the percentage change in price, say 5% increase in price would be met by a fall in the sales of something less than 5%, revenue would generate. A 7% reduction in price would lead to a rise of sales of something less than 7%, where the revenue will fall. Where price elasticity is percentage change in the quantity demand is more than the percentage change in price. That is, a 4% rise in the product will lead to the sales falling by something which is more than 4%. Ultimately, the revenue will fall. On the other hand, if a 9% reduction in price would lead to an increase in sales by more than 9%, automatically the revenue will rise. So, these are the both the price inelastic, and this is what we are calling as the price elastic. With this, we are coming to the end of your class today.